Welcome back! We're about to go to nighttime to talk to Ellie about what's been going on since, as she told us, she's a night Ellie. But before we do that, I've got a confession to make. I am not the JB that you know from the previous videos. That's right. I've come from the future, from the end of the game. Because, unfortunately, my video for this part had bad sound. Not only was my voice track pretty tingy, which you'll probably notice in the next video, because I believe that one is without any other problems, but unfortunately this one also had the game sound muted for some odd reason pretty much the entire time after the beginning of the video, and on top of that, I accidentally exported it as the wrong size and it was really small, making the subtitles pretty much almost unreadable. So I decided to re-record this part and try to do everything that I did, and unfortunately it's not going to be blind, and it's not going to have the awesome oh man, I gotta do this thing, or oh that's what that clue means and everything, and you'll get to miss all the bumbling around. But let's face it, we've had enough bumbling around this LP, and believe me, there's going to be a lot more coming. I'm just going to warn you, so let's just go to nighttime. Mainly this video is going to have a lot of talking, because it's not until the next few parts that I actually figure out how to get into the lab, which I'm just going to say right now is actually something I could have done like a long time ago, and as I had suspected in the previous video, it was something that you're supposed to do even before you get trapped in the photo lab and have to get out. So technically, the game sets it up such that you really are supposed to get into the lab first and become familiar with that area. We weren't supposed to find that book, get the silicon wafer, all that stuff under the pressure of time and everything with air running out. We were really supposed to do that earlier on, but we can do it later. I mean, it doesn't really matter. But it is kind of a little awkward the way I did it. And Ellie's back, which is awesome.
Glad you made it through that lock-in. That could have been real bad.
Well, we are really curious about what in the world happened back there and why she was trapped, too.
What happened back there in the lab?
I don't know. You're lucky you got out. Really lucky.
Wait a minute. There's no option for, asking her why she was locked in, or where she was locked in? Okay, that's just odd. But we've got several things to confront her about, and the first thing we could ask her about is actually one of the things I was wanting to ask her about at the beginning of the game, which is her leaving the lab after the murder.
After Nico died, you left for a while.
That's true.
Where did you go?
Home.
You mean back to where you grew up?
Of course. I wouldn't call Colorado home.
Why not?
Between you and me, I'm looking to get out of here as soon as possible.
Why?
Even if what happened to Nico never happened, Colorado never welcomed me with open arms.
Aw, I've been to Colorado and it was a pretty friendly place.
Why do you think that is?
I honestly don't know.
Let's press her a little bit more about this.
When you left, I understand you took all of your work with you.
It's my work. I need to keep it safe.
From whom, though?
Keep it safe? From whom?
I just meant in general.
Uh-huh. Something tells me she's not telling us something.
What made you decide to come back?
The police.
Did they force you to come back?
They were persuasive. I don't know if they were going to force me back, and I really didn't want to find out.
Let's continue this line of questioning about the night of the murder.
Can you walk me through what happened the night Nico died?
This isn't something I should talk to you about.
But you will.
You don't have much of a choice.
May not have much, but I got a little. Leave me alone, could ya?
You know I'm not gonna do that.
According to the police report, Nico had been dead for 30 minutes before you called 911. What happened?
I tried, but the phones were out.
What about your cell phone?
I must have left it at home that night.
Why did she turn away right when she said that? I mean, that just seems like her tell, you know? She always turns away right when she says something kind of a little iffy, like, oh, I went home because, I wanted to, or whatever that other thing was she said that was just kind of like evasive, you know? It's just really suspicious. Well, let's see. We're gonna build up to this. Let's start questioning about this card that we found.
Is this your card?
Nope.
Mason said it isn't his either.
Then it must just be an extra.
Well, there's really nothing more we can talk to her about that, so now it's time to press on about the big kahuna here. Why she and Mason are secretly meeting under the cover of darkness.
Why were you spending time with Mason? I thought you two didn't get along.
We have to meet up to coordinate experiments once in a while.
You and Mason are working on a project together. Something secret.
You're wrong.
Oh, there she is, turning away again there just a minute ago. This here might be something we could use as leverage.
Then you won't mind if I tell Victor what you're up to?
You'd be smart not to. He doesn't have patience for people stirring up the bottom of a river that's best kept still.
Maybe not, but he might want to know about what's going on under the surface of that river.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Nancy.
Well, there's nothing more we can do about that right now. But I think I'm going to use Mason's space to make a phone call to Victor to see if we can tell him about what's going on. So let's do that.
Victor here.
Well, we got a bunch of things that we can talk to him about, so let's start off with this.
Someone knocked me out.
What? Are you okay?
I am now, but I woke up in a photo lab and someone turned the oxygen off. I could have died.
What are you talking about?
Ryan said the air being off was a coincidence.
That could have been bad. Ryan
Yeah.
needs to keep me up on things like this. All of us need to be able to stay safe. You don't just do that. Well, I'm glad you were able to make it out.
Well, at least he's showing more concern than pretty much everyone else here in the lab. I guess Ellie showed some.
Gray was shredding some documents.
What is wrong with my staff? Could you get to the bottom of that, please? Thanks.
Well, we can try, but Gray is... well, he's Gray.
Ellie and Mason are working together.
What?
I thought it was strange, considering how they feel about each other.
Double down on those two. They're up to no good. If they're trying to make a sale...
What?
Put it this way. If they're trying to arrange something like that, it's because Nico isn't alive to stop them. And here's the disturbing thing. It takes months and months to set up a sale. They would have had to start setting it up back when Nico was still alive. Nancy, Nico was a good man. He never deserved this. Please close this case so I can get his work out where he wanted it.
Well, it seems like if Mason and or Ellie were responsible for Nico's murder, then we do have some probable motive and some reason for why it could happen now instead of all the way back then.
I'll let you go.
Bye.
Now, we had kind of suspected that a sale might have been what Mason and Ellie were up to just based on those text messages. But now that Victor has confirmed this suspicion, maybe we should talk to Ellie again about it.
Oh, Nancy? What's up?
Here we go.
You and Mason were smuggling work out.
Yeah.
Don't use that tone. You have to understand, Mason and I put our lives into that work. Nico wanted to give it away. That I can live with. Victor wants to sell it. If anyone is going to sell my work, it's gonna be me.
Well, I can understand that, but this doesn't really answer the question about if this was what drove Nico's murder, though.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much all we can get out of Ellie. Let's see if Gray has anything to say, if I can get out of here. Let's go down Wendy once again. Okay, Gray, do you have any commentary about all this craziness?
Yeah, what?
Let's ask him about this. Maybe he's been keeping a watchful eye on Mason and Ellie using his supercomputer setup here with 3 monitors.
Do you know why Mason and Ellie would be spending time together? I thought they hated each other.
I have a theory.
What is it?
Secret.
Of course.
I'll let you go.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of know why, but I was kind of hoping he'd have more information about what that could lead to, if you know what I mean. Okay. Well, I think that's pretty much all we can do here during the nighttime. I think at this point in my original recording, I had tried seeing if we could, like, heat up the silicon wafer that we got in the photo lab on this toaster here, because I was being really silly, and, you know, I thought that maybe some science-y people might do that. I know that just sounds totally ridiculous, but I don't know. My brain was just going crazy when I got this game. I mean, I was just like eager to get to the next part that I wasn't really even considering what I was doing. But then again, it seems like some of the most random solutions pop up on this game. I mean, you could do one of the weirdest things and that could trigger something that could open up a whole new area or a whole new puzzle. In some ways that can be kind of annoying, but in some ways it does make sense, though. Okay, so it's daytime, which means we can talk to Ryan and Mason. Oh, another thing that I did was that I went back to the nighttime, and I had tried going into Gray's security booth, and of course I had used the alarm to scare him away. And I had tried to have another go at the password on his computer. But this time, instead of using the gears, like I had been using before, I had tried using the keycard numbers. Yeah, like anyone would use their keycard number as their password. I know, but I was desperate enough that I was willing to try it.
Hi.
But it looks like Ryan doesn't have anything to say.
Bye.
Later.
Later. We still don't have all the robot cat parts at this point. So that means Mason is the only other one, and I don't really know if we have much to talk to him about. I can't remember if we confronted him about him and Ellie yet. I think we did.
Yes.
We can, however, talk to him about this card, and we can see if maybe he has more to say now that Ellie has told us that the card wasn't hers.
Ellie said this card wasn't hers.
That's fascinating. Tell me more facts about the card.
Fine. It's the one that opened the lab the night Nico died.
That can't be right.
It's in the log.
That was just a glitch. The video shows just one person entering the lab.
Well, as Gray said, there was something missing from the video.
I'd better get going.
See you later.
See you later. Well, at this point in the video that I had recorded, I called Frank and Joe Hardy and Deidre, so let's go downstairs and take care of that. I don't believe we've gotten this out of Mason yet.
Check.
Oh, we did, that's right. I'm sorry, it's been a while since I played this. Of course, we are going to save this until the end of the game, and this right now is pretty much our big objective, but I had been pretty much avoiding it because I didn't realize what to do to get into the lab, which we'll get to here, and I can't remember if it's the video next or the one after that. But let's call the Hardy Boys. Fill them in on what's been happening.
Hey, Nancy.
Something weird is going on. Mason and Ellie are actually working together.
Bum,
Don't they hate
bum,
each other?
bum.
I thought so.
Either they're lying, or they've got some strong outside motivation to put aside their differences.
They're working together in secret.
So, do you think corporate espionage?
Could be.
There's a lot of money to be made with this work. But are they taking advantage of the situation?
Or was this the plan all along? I wish I knew.
Well, it's sure looking like it could have been the plan all along, just based on timing.
I'll let you go.
See ya.
Okay, so that was the Hardy Boys. Let's see if Deirdre has anything to say. I think I may have called her Deidre just a minute ago. Deirdre, that's right.
Hey there, Nancy Drew.
Okay, we got a few things to talk to her about. Let's talk to her about our little incident here.
Someone knocked me out and locked me in the photo lab.
That is the least shocking thing ever. You do realize that, right?
I suppose that's what I get for calling you with this problem.
Yeah. Hey, you know, you should volunteer at one of those neurological study places, because you have been knocked out a lot, my friend.
I'll keep that in mind.
Maybe not the safest place to keep it in your case.
Ooh! But you know, she is right, though. It seems like in these games, there's always like some point in the game in which somebody knocks Nancy out, or does something to her, or like puts her into some room or something like that. And usually it starts off with like some note that says, "Come to this room from a friend," or, you know, something like that. And you know it's the bad guy. It's never a friend, you know, and a friend would never sign the note with a friend. I think there may be like one game in which that actually is a friend, but I can't really remember what that was. This is something I've been wondering about. How did Ryan get her number? Because we never gave it to her, and it wasn't like done off screen, because pretty much every interaction we've been seeing in context utilizes only things that we've talked to people about on screen, I think. So yeah, how did Ryan get our number?
I got a text from Ryan. Did you give my number away?
No. I did post it online, like a whole bunch.
So yeah.
What? Why?
Because I assumed it would be hilarious.
What?
But don't lecture me or anything, because my dad already did, and that totally counts. Ryan must be good with computers, because that was a while back. I am frankly surprised it took you this long to figure it out.
Where would Deirdre post Nancy's number? I mean, I don't know. That's just kind of weird.
I'm a little stuck on the case.
And you called me? That's a bad sign.
Oh man, Deirdre.
I'd better get going.
Hanging up.
Hanging up. Okay, now I can't remember if I had switched over to nighttime at this point. I'm pretty sure I did, just because I tried to do the thing with Gray's computer at this point in the video after I made the phone calls. So I ended right outside here at this point, I believe. So right now I'm going to go ahead and bid you all adieu, and you guys can see me back in the past in the next video. But before that, I just wanted to say, just be warned that there's going to be a few videos coming up in which I'm going to be really lost, alright? I mean, it's going to be kind of bad, and I'm going to be like, oh man, this game is so terrible, like really whiny, and just please forgive me for that. I don't mean to be a whiner. I was just really frustrated and just so excited to see who the culprit was that I was just getting I was just so anxious to see what was going to come up next. So I'm sorry for that in advance, guys. Anyhow, I will see you in the next video.